Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special Today's Homeowner Podcast. I'm Danny Lipford, and with me today is my daughter, Chelsea Lipford Wolf, who's the co-host of my television show and the founder of CheckingInWithChelsea.com, fantastic website and blog. Now, we've been involved at her house quite a bit with a pretty large renovation project that we're calling Chelsea's Ranch Revival. Of course, it's a very nice ranch-style home that's 65 years old, so a lot of work needs to be done around there. In a recent episode of the Today's Homeowner television show, we focused on making the home a lot more energy efficient and introducing a number of smart home elements. And as far as the energy efficiency, Chelsea, I think we made a big difference in that utility bill, right?
That's right. We're working smarter, not harder in the Wolf household. And we did start with some insulation up in the attic. You think about your house, start at the top and work your way down to get all of those energy efficiency things checked off your list.
Well, and anytime you're thinking of adding insulation to your attic, a real common thing that we say here at Today's Homeowner is if you enter into your attic and you can actually see the top of your ceiling joist, don't worry about measuring. You can already tell yourself you need more insulation, exactly what we had at Chelsea's house. And it was pretty much level with the ceiling joist. So the new rock wool, mineral wool insulation that we put on, we actually put perpendicular to the joist and just crossed over. Sure made it easy to install that new blanket, even though it was about 130 degrees up in that attic.
Well, yeah, there you go. There's a bonus tip, Dad, is to add insulation in your attic when it's 100 degrees outside. That way you get the sauna spa experience while you're up in your attic.
Well, when you think of the sauna experience, so you're thinking of relaxing. You're not thinking about crawling around, all over ceiling joists. But we did it, and it worked out very well, and I know you'll benefit from that every day of the year, not just during the summer, not just during the winter. It'll certainly help all the way around. And, of course, we also added that same insulation under the house because the house is up on a crawl space, and that will help not as much as the attic insulation, but it'll still make the house more energy efficient and more comfortable. Because if you think about the envelope of a home, the overall surround of the home, that's what you're trying to tighten up so that your conditioned air doesn't escape and the outside air doesn't enter into it. So that's where the insulation, both in the crawl space and the attic, makes a difference. And also, of course, windows are very important. We installed replacement windows, vinyl replacement windows all the way around to really complete that effort on the envelope. That worked out very well. But I'll tell you what made a really big difference, Chelsea, is when you chose to go with the American Standard heat pump that you changed to. And, there's a lot of benefits in there. I'm sure you're already realizing the difference between this type of system that's so advanced and the system that you had before.
Oh, yeah. It has the multiple or the variable speeds. So instead of just coming on full force and turning off all the way, our system is basically on all the time at a lower speed. And that might sound bad, but it actually helps your system work smarter because you're not revving up the engine full speed and then shutting off. You're, slowly revving up if you need a little bit more help to cool down your house, and then cranking it down just a little bit. What is it called when you drive a stick shift? When you change the gears, you step down.
Yep, there you go.
That's what this unit does, is it steps down as it's cycling down and cooling your house, but it stays on to keep your air, basically your comfort level stays the exact same. It doesn't come and go as you would get with a single speed unit.
And with that motor and the fan running more, that allows you to control that humidity, which is so important, especially during the summer times. To get that humidity out of the house, provide that cooling is what's going to be the best thing. So that worked out very, very well. And, of course, when you're choosing an air conditioning system of any kind, one of the decisions you have to make is the SEER rating, the Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio rating. The higher that rating is, the more efficient it's going to be. And I would say probably the average SEER rating is somewhere around 16. But, Chelsea, I think you were very smart to step up to a SEER rating of 20.
Oh, yeah, to get more bang for your buck kind of thing, where you're paying money to upgrade your system. You might as well get one that's going to be the most efficient so it'll last you a lot longer. And I'm not sure what our SEER rating was before. I want to say it was 13 on our old unit.
I think it was 13, sure was.
And it was about an 11-year-old system. So, man, going from a 13 to a 20, no wonder we're saving money every month on our energy bills.
Oh, yeah. Another thing I like a lot about the variable speeds is that they're so darn quiet.
Yes.
So you have that outside AC unit, and many times, just like at Chelsea's house, it's positioned near the outdoor patio area. Well, you hate to have that thing just grinding and loud and, kind of messing up the music when you're out
That's
when
right.
you're outside like that. But this one's so quiet, you can carry on a conversation leaning on it, standing up beside it. So I like that part of it. But boy, when you get to the controls for this unit, and used to be everybody would just say, oh, the old thermostat on the wall. Well, it's far more than a thermostat with all of the bells and whistles this thing has that make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's right. First of all, we're able to control it from an app on our smartphone. So that's awesome. I know so many times we have it programmed to where the temperature it cools the house less while we're not there. But every once in a while, we'll be home during the day and we're able to control it from our phone, or even more so on the weekends, we have it where it stays cool while we're home. Well, we might decide to go for a family adventure, and so I'm able to raise the temperature while we're not home on my phone while my husband is driving us to our adventure.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when you look at the consumer reports, which is a good idea most of the time when you're making decisions for around your home, you will see that American Standard consistently rides at the top of that list. And so a great selection on that, and I know you're really happy about that.
Yeah, and another thing, the thermostat it's not just buttons, it's a screen and like a touch screen, and it's able to guide you through setting a program for your system. So that's a great thing to do no matter what system you have, is to set a program of the temperature. So you're not constantly having to change your thermostat. You set it for what temperature you like at night, what temperature you like during the day. And that to me is part of a smarter home, where it's one less thing that you're having to constantly worry about and adjust. It is there and you don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, and along those same lines, that filter reminder, it'll tell you when you need to change your filter. And of course, you stepped up there and actually had them install a inline air cleaner, which is very easy to put this type of system in that'll make a big difference in your indoor air quality. You can add it to an existing system, but certainly it's very easy when they're installing the entire new air handling unit.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that they had installed it, because it just flows so seamlessly with our indoor unit. But it's an air cleaner, and it almost kind of looks like a tall computer base back in the day when we had computer towers. And it does have a washable filter that I'm able to take out, and the system does remind me when it's time to do that. So I need to text Brandon and let him know he's on duty.
There you go. That's pretty good. Well, talking about the thermostat and all of these little smart ideas that come out of buying an advanced and energy efficient heating and cooling system, the same thing can be said with a lot of smart home devices that are available now. And used to, when this whole smart home thing came out many years ago, people thought of it as controlling their entire house. Now it's a lot simpler that you're able to take these devices and install them for a certain use. I know one of the ones that you wanted is one that would work with your Alexa, so that you could, when you're coming into a room, you can actually tell it to turn the lamp on.
Yeah, that's right. I don't like things that you have to change your habits to be able to use. That doesn't make sense to me. But so many things out there are available now. We have an outlet in our living room where we always have a lamp plugged in. And now we changed it out with this outlet. You wire it the same as any outlet. And the top outlet, it can be controlled either by an app or by voice control if you have one of Amazon's things in your house. But what's cool about this is that the bottom outlet is always on. So that's where we usually charge our cell phones or laptop. And we don't have to worry about it being on or not. It's always on. So that's cool to walk into a dark room. You don't have to fumble with a light switch. You just say, yoo-hoo, turn the lamp on, and it works.
And the kids have a lot of fun with that too, huh?
Oh, the kids love that. They it's so novel to them, and I'm also able to set a program for it. So if we're out of town for security reasons, we have the lamp come on at night and then turn off during the day, so it looks like somebody's home. So we're able to do that as well, and that ties in with light switches too. They have the same kind of thing for light switches. You're able, the rocker switches, you're able to easily change it out. Wires pretty similar to a light switch. It uses the same electrical box that's in your wall. And then you're able to control the lights with your voice or have them programmed with a lamp. Programmed with an app. And we had this at our old house, and we put our front porch light on a dusk to dawn schedule. And so the app knew if it was daylight savings time or not, and the light just always came on and it always went off. I never had to even think about turning on the front porch light.
That's one of the things and a good example of not only is it convenient, it also is a good safety factor for the family because, light is probably the best deterrent for those bad guys in and around your house. So you can set up a lot of lighting schemes like that and scenes that'll allow you to illuminate where you need to illuminate to keep it nice and safe. So it does make a big difference.
Yeah, and speaking of security, Dad, we changed out one of our locks for a smart lock.
Oh, I thought that was so cool.
That was very cool. Instead of having a smart lock on the outside of your door where people can see, oh, they have a smart lock, this is actually a small little device that goes inside of your door where you can use a regular deadbolt. You put this in the inside part of your door, then put your deadbolt on the outside of your door. It's totally concealed, but you can control it with your app. You can send friends a one-time code, and then you're able to see when the door was opened or locked last. So, if you have a handyman that you trust, you give him a code, let him in, and if he came or not, or if he locked the door behind him.
Sure. Yeah, that's one of the many things that give you a good peace of mind and comfort for the family. And there's a lot of those smart home devices that are available. And our friends at Leviton provided these for Chelsea, so you might check those out. But anyway, we'd love for you to find out more about what's happening at Chelsea's Ranch Revival. You can go to todayshomeowner.com/Ranch Revival, or you can go to checkinginwithchelsea.com to find out more information. And if you're interested in learning more about the American Standard air conditioning, you should also drop by their fantastic site at AmericanStandardAir.com. That's AmericanStandardAir.com. Hey, thanks so much for listening to this special Today's Homeowner podcast. We'll see you soon.